Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to create this landing page step by step, including how to create the interactive drop-down menu, so when you click on the sub-menu, it navigates to another page. Let's dive into it. Okay, first I bring the design picture into Figma so I can use it as a source file. Let's start by creating the website banner notification. The website banner notification, also commonly referred to as notification bars, banner alerts, or announcement bars, is located at the top of the website and it's used to share information with users or notify customers about product discount, promotions, call to actions, or any critical business news that may impact them. So let's begin designing this website banner notification. First of all, we need a frame and name it home. For making this part, I need a text box. Choose the size 16. And change it to white. Now I need the location icon. For the location icon, I'm going to use a plugin called Iconify. To use this plugin, I simply right-click on the screen, choose Plugin, Iconify is here in my list. But if you don't have Iconify on your list, you only need to click on Manage Plugins and search for Iconify. Okay, here is the Iconify plugin. And I'm going to use Google Material Icons for this design. Search for location and choose this icon. The height is 24 and the color is white, which is okay. I import the icons and let's find where the icon is. When you import icons from the plugin, sometimes it's hard to find them. I'm cutting and pasting it here and change its names to icon/location. I always change their names so everything can be clear and easier to find. And I make it a component. If I go to the assets part here on page 3, maybe yours differs, I can find the location icon here and drag and drop it onto the screen. I put it next to the text and set it to auto layout by pressing Shift and A. A gap of 4 is okay for it. Let's continue and make the office hours. It has the same process, so we are going to copy this one and change it. Again, for the icon, I'm going to use the Iconify plugin. Search time and choose this one. Again, change the name to icon/time and set it to a component. There are 2 ways to use the component. Simply drag it while pressing Alt or Option on the keyboards, or drag it from the Set section. Now, if I drag it into the auto layout, the vertical blue line appears, which shows me if I drop it, it will be located here. See, auto layout makes life easier for designers. If you learn to use it correctly, your life will change before learning auto layout and after learning it. Okay, let's do some cleanup and keep these icon components close together. We can use a section for them. The section fill is white by default, so let's change it to a different color so our components can be visible. Let's put the location and office hours close together and set them to auto layout by pressing Shift and A. Add some padding to it. And change its color to blue and put it on the home page frame. We need to fit it to the frame, so let's add a grid to our frame first. Select the home frame, click on Layout Grid, then click on plus, select the grid and change it to columns. Set the count to 12 and the margin to 72. Leave the other part as they are. These amounts are usually used for desktop size design, and here we have a layout grid that can help us design easier and cleaner. Now we need to set the width of the notification bar to 1440 so it can fit into our home frame. For this, I should set the margin of the auto layout to 72, the same as the home frame margin. Okay, now increase the gap amount until the width reaches 1440. Here we go. Change the auto layout names to notification bar and set it to component. We set the ones to component which we will use many times, so if we need to change them, we can easily apply the new versions by only updating the components. I drag the notification bar while pressing Alt or Option key and put it on the home frame. Be sure that it's placed in the center and at the top. Here is our notification bar. If the layout grid is bothering you, you can easily hide it by pressing Shift and G, or you can turn off the layout grid eye from here. Let's play it. It seems perfect. Now let's make the navigation bar. So the navigation bar has three parts: the logo, the menu, and the Call Us Today section. First, we want to design the menu part. If we check the source again, we can see that it's interactive, as when we hover, the fill color changes. So we are going to design the hover effect first. To make the hover effect, we need a text box again. We write item in general so we can change it to whatever we want next. Set it to auto layout and add padding. Add a fill color and set it to component. Then add a variant to it. Change its names to menu/item and change the fill color of the second variant to light blue. Now let's connect them together and set it to while hovering. Change the property 1 in the current variant part to state. Leave this as default, but change the second one from variant 2 to hover. Now if you check the prototype, you can see the default state will change to hover state while hovering. Take an instant from this component and change its content to services. Duplicate it 3 more times and change them to company, packages, and careers. Select all of them and set them to auto layout by pressing Shift and A. Set the gap to 0 so they can stick together and name it items. Now we need to design the Colors Today section and bring the logo. Okay, let's bring the logo. And set them to auto layout. Change the name to navbar. Give it 72 margin. And like the notification bar, increase the gap until the width reaches 1440. If you cannot reach 1440 like now, that by increasing one number it will be 1441, and by decreasing it, it will be 1439. The things you can do is to change 3 other elements gap. For example, here we can reduce the gap of Colors Today from 8 to 7. Now the width is 1440 and we can add a fill. We also need some horizontal padding. Set it to component and put its instance to the frame. Stick it to the notification bar. To make it more visible, we need to add a shadow to it. See how the edges fit to our grid? Okay, for comparing our design with the source, let's resize the source exactly the same as our home frame. Set the width to 1440. Now we should work on the body part and start with the text. set these two to auto layout at first, as I want them to be closer together. Then select all three parts and set them to another auto layout. Okay, here we need to design the button. The Google material icons are different from the source icons, but they are okay. I choose a similar one. You can also find more similar or the exact icons in the other parts of the plugin if you want. Change its names to icon/arrow right and put it in the icon section. Bring an instance of it. Set them to auto layout. Fill it with blue. Add some padding. And round its corners. We need more padding on the left side, as we don't have any icon to the left for more balance. Rename it to button. Set it to component and add a variant. Change property 1 to state and change the second one from variant 2 to hover. Change the fill color of the second one and then prototype it by setting it to while hovering. Place all components near together. Take an instance from the button and drag it to the text auto layout. Put the text onto the home frame, turn on grids by pressing Shift and G, and place it in the right position. Next, we need to bring in the photos. Place the photos in the right place as well. Make a light blue rectangle and place it in the back. You can do this by pressing left square bracket on your keyboard or right-clicking on it and selecting Send to Back. Make the frame as long as the source. Do some minor changes to make it as similar as the source. And play it to see the result up to this point. We can see that by scrolling, we will miss the notification and navigation bar. Which are fixed in the source. To fix them while scrolling, we have to do the following. Select the navbar and go to Prototype. Here under Scroll Behavior, we should change the position from Scroll with Parent to Fixed or Stay in Place. Do the same thing for the notification bar. Now we can see the result. We can also see that the hover effects work perfectly too. There are still minor differences between the source and our design. We can adjust them if we want, but let's leave them as they are for now. To make an interactive drop-down menu, we need to create the hover effect first. It is similar to the menu/item we designed before, but this time we don't align it in the center, as the texts are not going to be beautifully aligned together. Let's start with the text box again. Set it to auto layout. Add a color fill and align it to the left. Set it to component and add a variant. Change property 1 to state, leave the first one as default, but change the second one from variant 2 to hover, and change the color fill of the hover one. Prototype it by connecting the default state to the hover state and change it to while hovering. Take an instant of it, duplicate it 4 times and change the numbers. You'll notice that by occupying your space, the auto layout changes its size. That's because the auto layout horizontal spacing is set to hug. But we don't want to have hover effect with different sizes. We want all of them to have the same size. So in order to do that, we should think about the longest text we want to have on the menu and set the text size to that. For here, let us assume the size 120 is okay for the longest text. Select both text boxes and align them to the left. Select all of them and set them to auto layout. Duplicate it 2 times. And again, select all of them and set them to auto layout. Add color, padding, and round the bottom corners. Here is our drop-down menu that is going to be open under the services. Now we should prototype it. Select the services from the navbar and connect it to the menu/services. Change the navigate to open overlay and set the overlay setting from centered to manual, so we can place it where we want. Push it down until it is located exactly under services. Don't forget to check close when clicking outside. Let's see what happens. Okay, when I click on the services, the drop-down menu opens and the hover effect works. We can add a shadow to it to make it better. Now it's better. We can make it more similar to the source one by changing the text from medium to regular and changing it from uppercase to title case. And do some other adjustment to make it as similar as we can. Okay, let's make another drop-down menu for the company navigation button. The company menu has only 3 options: blog, about us, and contact us. The prototype process is similar to the services. Here we go, we did it! Let's assign one of the menu options to a new frame. So when we clicked on, it navigates to its frame. For this purpose, we only need to copy the home frame. Call it services/option1, raise the images, and change the text to option 1. Then prototype the option 1 of menu/services to the new frame services/option 1. So when we click on option 1 in the services menu, it navigates to option 1 page. There we are. We can also connect the logo in the navbar to the home frame, so whenever we click on it, it navigates to the home page. Here is our tutorial for today. Now we have a home page with fixed navigation and notification bar and with 2 interactive drop-down menus. Stay tuned for more exciting tutorials coming your way. Until next time, happy designing!